Alright guys, welcome back to the GSL Code S. I am Wolf, and with me is Unstable. And up next, we've got two former teammates, TricKsteR versus Clide. TricKsteR, of course, used to be on TSL.
Yep.
No longer.
Moved to StarTale, along with Fruit Dealer, which is interesting, because that's the second time they've moved teams together.
It's true.
OGS to TSL, TSL to StarTale. Who are they going to join next?
You're like, who are you going to join next? Everyone's going to be like, oh, TricKsteR joining FXO. We're going to post about it on Team Liquid.
Of course, we are going to have these guys face off in I believe it's still Naga Fortress first up.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting. Not sure whether there's some bad blood there, considering he's switched the teams. A lot of the players in Korea don't really have bad blood after they leave teams, and a lot of things
usually
like that.
In the Korean scene, everything like that is very well done. It's very well organized. There's no bad blood. Everything is in good spirits. And it's like leaving clans to join teams or leaving a team to another team that has more money maybe. Like all of those sorts of things are usually talked about for a long time. It's never a secret. And in general, the transition is very smooth. And these guys are friends.
Yeah. I
guarantee you there's no bad blood, at least between the players. So I think there's not going to be any sort of weird stuff going on, any bad mannering or things like that. Or there is StarTale TricKsteR. Look at that new logo behind it. New jacket as well. It looks weird actually seeing him in a StarTale jacket after I've seen him in a TSL jacket all these years. All these years. All these years.
Of course, the interesting thing on our screen here is he actually lost to July and then beat him in the second round, or the second time they met in the group stages for Code S.
Yeah.
Because he was in the group where Rain actually forfeited his spot.
Yep. And basically how that group went is they didn't alter the group, they just gave a free win to TricKsteR because he was supposed to play against Rain. So he came into the group with a free win. And then lost to July, and then of course beat him in the second time to advance.
Yeah, because July won his game versus TricKsteR, then lost his other game. So it's an interesting situation for him, but either way it worked out well. Yeah. Not so much for July, but...
Well, they're teammates now, man.
Yeah.
After he beat July, July was like, I'm going to give you the StarTale virus, and I'm not talking about the player. So, his opponent, though, over here in the other booth, is TSL Clide. A player that gets a lot of credit, deserves a lot of it, but he hasn't really done... He hasn't done magnificently yet. He hasn't had his round of 4 yet. You know, he hasn't made it to the semifinals of a GSL. He hasn't really proved himself. He hasn't gotten to the top yet, but he's always played consistently well. He's like a lesser Nada. Like, he always plays consistently like Nada does. He just doesn't play, he doesn't place as high as Nada does.
Yeah. So, of course, his last 10 sets of 5 wins, 5 losses. You can see here, lost to Killer, beat Hoop Torture, lost to Lenok, and then, of course, in the group stages, took out Any Pro and Ensnare.
Yep. Some good games there. He lost to Killer recently as well, who has a very similar playstyle to TricKsteR. And we'll see though. Remember that Killer actually on TSL as well, so there's all these sorts of things that just go with this particular matchup where you have the team and the former team and still practicing with them. And I guarantee you guys, TricKsteR and Clide still play together practice games all the time. I bet they absolutely do. Unless, you know, when they meet each other later on in the team league, that'll change. Obviously, right now they're in different groups, so they don't have to play each other for a while, but I'm sure they still practice together.
As you were saying, it is Zelnaga Fortress up first for this one. An interesting map. One of my favorites recently.
Mine too, actually. It's really interesting. I like the Zelnaga Watchtower dynamic. TricKsteR eliminated Crevasse as a map, and Clide deciding to eliminate Zelnaga Caverns. Those are some really interesting maps to eliminate. Yeah. Again, Protoss is eliminating Crevasse I find really strange because it's so easy to expand there. Eliminating Zelnaga Caverns, that is like, it's just unnatural. Like, why would you eliminate Zelnaga Caverns? That's really weird.
But the map is loading, Wolf.
It is, man.
As these guys can go to the round of 8.
Only one can advance. We don't have weird things where these guys are actually going to merge into an Archon and both advance. That can't happen. There can only be one winner.
Unless there's a draw.
Well, if there's a draw, then we'll have another regame, and then there will still be only a winner.
Let's see who can take it out, TricKsteR or Clide, as we go into the game right now.
All right. Over here, the right side, or the bottom left side of the map, so there's a bit of lag here. I think we're going to probably have a regame.
Oh.
Yeah, our Korean observer was lagging just a hair.
Or alt-tabbing.
We may have a regame, but either way, down here at the bottom left, a member of the team StarTale now used to be on TSL. He is. Saw that his old ID was edited out there. You remember, you were casting with me, right, when I didn't know? I was like, oh, that was Fruit Dealer. I was like, why is that edited out? What does it mean? I think he's going to join a new team soon. That was a fun cast. I remember that.
And then I couldn't figure out if you were trolling me or not.
No, actually, yeah, I absolutely was serious. I didn't know. All right, over here at the 3 o'clock position, a member of the team TSL. He hasn't left yet. Really well known. He is
TricKsteR Clide.
TricKsteR really like that guy.
Yes, I remember a cast where you said something that angered a few people.
I know, I said that he doesn't deserve as much credit as TricKsteR gives him, but...
And then he went and wins?
Well, he's done, you know, he's done okay. Recently, he's done a lot better. In the past, he did okay. I don't think he deserved all the praise he did. And that was kind of just a joke that Nick and Dan made about him. I mean, they didn't actually think he was the best player in the world. But anyway, hey guys, remember to follow GOMTV on Twitter. Really, really do that because they post a lot of their updates there first before they're on Team Liquid, and sometimes even before they're on the actual GOMTV website. You can follow my co-caster here at FXO Unstable. You can follow me at FXO Wolf. Please do that. It helps not only me and Unstable, it helps esports, helps FX Open. There's a lot of pro gamers as well. If you look at Tasteless's Twitter, which is Call Me Tasteless, you can see a list of pro gamers there. He tweets about their Twitters a lot. So does Artosis. You can follow him at Artosis. Following people on Twitter isn't just, I mean, it's banned in France. You can't talk about Twitter in France on air like we're doing. You're not allowed to plug Twitter. Actually, there was a law recently. It's banned in France to plug Twitter on air. But we're not in France right now, so I'm going to talk about this for a minute. It really helps casters and players out if you follow them on Twitter, because if they want to join a team or something, their Twitters get looked at and they say, oh, you have a lot of followers, you have a lot of fans, that's important, you're marketable. It's actually really important. Not only that, but it's a great way to communicate with someone. If you're a fan, you want to talk to them, you just might get replied to by one of your favorite players. Wouldn't that be awesome? More people need to use Twitter. Plus, it's a great way to spread the word about esports. Tweet about it, hashtag GSL, get out there. Seriously. Unstable's not a Twitter fan. He's giving me this look. He's like, Twitter's not that big of a deal. It is unstable. And this Zelnag Watchtower has been controlled by the Terran.
While you were ranting about Twitter, we actually have a Ghost Academy.
Yeah, this is becoming more popular. Thanks to I Am Yoda, he started a trend.
Complete.
Of course, a Reaper to come out with that. There's a bunker going down as well, just at the bottom of that natural.
He's making this look like a Marauder expand, similarly to how Yoda did. And you can get caught off guard a little bit sometimes by that. Next is going down for TricKsteR. He did a one-gate expand, kind of weird version of it where he got the gateway up pretty quickly afterwards. Didn't make a Stalker.
Yeah, I'm just noticing that he hasn't made a Stalker.
And if you don't make the Stalker, the Reaper's pretty effective when it gets in there. So he's either going to make a Stalker pretty soon or not. He is going to make another Sentry. Very difficult to deal with Reaper. Sentry's very slow. Don't do a lot of damage.
Can take it out very quickly as well.
Being researched right now at the Ghost Academy. This is very similar to what we saw Yoda do. It's almost the exact same build order, if not the exact same build order.
He does have that bunker down at the front with one Marine in there just to stop, and he did actually take out that unit at the front.
The probe took out the Reaper took out the probe, and I gotta say, this is such a sneaky build because it by all means looks like a Marauder expand. There's a bunker there.
Yeah.
You know, there's a Reaper out on the map. You know, there's a tech lab there. It's probably a Reaper. You know, it just looks like that.
Do I have a warp gate done now? Are we going to see some Stalkers yet? I'm assuming so, since we just did see that Reaper running around.
Yeah, but he's not going to have a robotics, and that energy on that Ghost is getting pretty high. He's going to have Cloak. The Reaper's going to come in here. He wants to not only check. Nice Sentry positioning here. Does deny the Reaper.
As soon as that Cloak finishes, it's going to be very devastating here for TricKsteR. He's going to lose a lot of probes. Oh, that was so close.
Oh, my goodness.
How did they not see?
I don't know, man.
He had to have seen it. He's pulling back now. The Ghost going into the natural. Reaper
is he going to force field the Ghost out? Well, it doesn't matter because there are probes out here. Cloak goes off. The Robo just now starting. This Ghost has 55 energy, tries to delay it, but misses his force fields. 2 shots for a probe for a Ghost. He could target sentries, but he decides to go for the probes.
He's gonna be cloaked for so long.
Yeah, 40 more energy on that Ghost. He's gonna target a sentry here, it looks like. Nope.
I'm surprised he hasn't targeted the sentries, because if he pulled all his probes to the natural and then force fielded the ramp, he could save a lot of time here.
Yeah, this is a little weird.
Yeah.
Ghost up to 8 kills now. And up to 10 kills now, actually. He didn't send his second Ghost to attack the natural. He could have even gotten twice this many. 11 kills, 12 kills. And no answer for this. The Robo's still not even finished. What? And the Ghost, running out of energy, just walks away.
Why
and
not?
TricKsteR doesn't even pursue. Okay, now the Ghost is in trouble. May want to target down that sentry. The weakened sentry gets targeted, but he does get...
It's just really interesting to me why he didn't just pull his probes, force field him into the base, wait for the energy to run out.
Yeah.
And just sat there.
That was a little weird that he didn't do that, for one. Or, you know, at least run his probes away a little bit. I mean, he didn't want to lose the mining time, but he didn't even try to micro his probes. Sometimes if you have that situation, you can micro the probe that gets shot first. It's very difficult to do. But, you know, you can't be too critical of him. He just didn't have a Robo and a cloaked unit came into his base that he didn't expect. I mean, this sort of thing doesn't happen that often, except apparently maybe it will in the future. I like this new build. It's so creative. And now, a lot of times you see this followed up by several nukes. Around the same time, the Paralysis is taking a third. The force engagements to be in the Terran's favor.
But at that same time,
TricKsteR has a lot of units. He's going to get aggressive. But with EMPs, how much can this army really do?
No. And Cloak, he can just sit out the front of his base in case something happens. EMP the sentries, there's no damage he can really do, especially with those bunkers there. Nowhere to stop the repair either. And that's what he's got that SCV patrolling out at the front for.
Yeah. He can EMP observers. Once the observer's gone, use any cloak ghosts he has left to be annoying. There's a lot of different options you can do with this type of build. And I think that's why it's becoming more popular here. Stim about to finish, +1. Infantry weapons on the way, combat shields on the way as well. Starport going up. Clide doing a great job. I mean, even though we're saying he's doing a great job, not talking about how he killed those probes, because that was just kind of a, oh, you don't have a detector? I guess I'll just kill all your probes as many as I can. Yeah. But doing a great job playing, transitioning beyond this, expanding as he did it, getting bunkers up, having enough ghosts back at home to EMP sentries for a possible timing attack. TricKsteR going Colossi here. Pretty appropriate response for what he's seen. He knows the starport's kind of late.
It is up and running now, though.
It's true, and it's going to switch it. He's got the reactor. Well, he thought about switching it, changed his mind.
There we go.
In fact, he was like, I'm not ready for this commitment yet. And Clide was like, get up. And he was like, I'm sorry, Clide. So TricKsteR with a decent amount of sentries there, a lot of energy, but remember, all of that disappears when EMPs start landing. More barracks being added here for Clide. TSL, I almost said TSL TricKsteR. Startail TricKsteR has added the forge. He's getting +1 weapons right now. So both of these guys are going to be relatively even on upgrades pretty soon. More tech labs being added for Clide. No nukes yet. Third command center going up. Playing a little bit passively right now until I say that. Now he's going to move out and get a little bit more aggressive. He's got almost full energy on these ghosts. One ghost does have full energy. The other one's getting pretty close. And it's going to be hard for TricKsteR to hold off this aggression. There's stim. There's combat shields. There's +1 weapons.
Yeah.
There's ghosts with EMPs. There are 2 Colossi, though.
Well, he's got to spread really well.
He's going to see these Colossi, I think, and then back away.
He did stem, though, and he did throw down some EMPs, getting a lot of kills there with those Colossus walking straight through the force fields to chase him back off. That was a really bad engagement there for Clide.
Yeah, I think when he saw the Colossi with the factory, he should have just backed away, maybe done an EMP and then backed away. He's going to lose the factory, not too impactful. And we'll lose a dropship as well. Right now, supply-wise, TricKsteR starting to catch up. In fact, he's just now taking the supply lead, adding more gateways here. The problem is Clide has a third command center about to finish, whereas he doesn't really have a third base. It's going to be difficult for him to take one with this much pressure out on the map.
Well, there's going to be 3 Colossi on the field soon,
and with
Clide
range,
only has 1 starport, and it's got a reactor on it, but he has to pick between the Medivacs or the Vikings. There's only 2 Medivacs on the field as well.
This is true.
So he's got to have to get a lot more Vikings to be able to deal with these Colossus effectively. And it's going to take even longer then for the Medivacs to be filled out. So his command center is floating over to the third base. We got Zealot Charge on the way here for TricKsteR, as well as the Templar Archives. So he's actually slowly but surely falling behind in supply.
Yeah. He has started that Storm research, and there goes the third base of Clide. He's going to have to put some pressure on that. There's a pylon to do just that. Going to warp in some units over there, harass that base whenever Clide moves out.
Storm on the way here as well.
Yeah, Charge is just now getting +1 armor. He only has 1 forge, so he can't be upgrading as quickly as he may have liked to. Looks like he's going to take a third as he pushes out. I like this choice. The SCV sees all of these units moving out, though. Clide spreading his units preemptively here, preparing for an engagement.
But we do have 2 Zealots going into the third base here. The entire army of Clide coming to defend it.
Yeah, that's actually
really interesting.
TricKsteR could have had an opportunity to attack as this was going on, but that wasn't really his plan. His plan was just to secure his own third base, but that third base is so behind the base of Clide.
And he's behind in by 30 now.
Yeah.
Like, he is going to have Storm, he is going to have those Colossus, but he does have a lot of EMPs as well.
Both of these guys on 1-1. No armory as far as I can tell for Clide, so he needs to get that before he get any more upgrades. Remember, the Zelnaga Watchtower has been destroyed. It just dies after a certain number of time, or a certain number of seconds. There are 3 High Templar with Storm, but remember there are several Ghosts out. Actually, I take it back, there's only 2.
No, that was a good feedback. Here comes the Storm, straight in the middle of everything. He is not moving out of the Storm as quickly as he'd want to. Oh, Storms everywhere, tearing through this army. But all the Zealots are gone. The Stalker is going to drop very quickly to this Marauder Heavy Force. There's nothing to really deal with the Vikings. Walked into an Archon for those guys at the back.
Oh, landing these Vikings was a bad choice.
Yeah, landed and then lifted up straight away. Lost a lot more than he really should have.
Oops. And now Clyde's in kind of a rough spot.
He does have a lot of Marauders as backup there, so TricKsteR can't really attack.
What he's going to deal... Yeah, this is exactly what TricKsteR needs to do. He needs to do stuff like this now, but there is a planetary, so it's not going to work out like he planned. He needs to maybe get aggressive and be more mobile now that the army of Clide isn't as scary as it was before.
Well, he did lose all those Colossi. He also lost the Templars, so he doesn't really have that tech advantage just yet because they take a long time to actually build or gain energy, either one. Whereas Clide can reinforce his Marine Marauder very, very quickly. So he's going to have to be a little bit careful just for the next couple of minutes until he can get that up and running. A Dark Shrine on the way, though, and a nuke.
There's that nuke, man. He's going to use that nuke to nuke at the third base, and what's going to happen, he's not going to nuke at the Nexus, he's going to nuke at the place where TricKsteR's army would want to engage. Then either TricKsteR's army dies to the nuke, or he has to lose the Nexus. That's normally what you see with these nukes in this matchup. It used to be really exciting. It's like, nobody ever uses nukes, what's going on? But now we've seen it actually used strategically several times, and I think that's what we're probably going to see. You also sometimes see nukes in the main on top of pylons that are powering gateways. You do see that every now and then as well. So we'll just have to wait and see what is planned with this Clide nuke. It's not a regular nuke, it's a Clide nuke.
Double armory going down for Clide as well.
Yeah, there's those armories. 2 armories, though. Better than 1, maybe, but it means he wants to get some vehicle upgrades at the very least. Doesn't mean he's just doing it to get those infantry upgrades.
So we are going to have a drop here. 2 dropships being filled up by Clide.
Sensor tower going up here. And a cloaked ghost going to probably nuke either these pylons or the Nexus.
Interesting.
Well, this is... Oh, so the units can't go back.
Nicely done there by Clide. Is he going to bring his army back? No,
he can't.
Not.
And of course,
some time.
He did have enough units, or at least Clide thought he had enough units, so he backed away. So that didn't accomplish a whole lot, but the idea was there.
Yeah. If he just waited a couple, like maybe 4 or 5 seconds for that nuke, it would have been a lot more effective.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised to just see another. There it is, another nuke in production.
And here comes some DTs. There's actually no turret here. I don't think he should target down this planetary, though, because that's absolutely not going to work.
No.
Yeah,
turret's instantly going down.
Yeah, there he goes, attacking the SCVs now. And he's going to kill a lot of SCVs here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why Clide doesn't just run with his SCVs.
Oh, he's
Here's
actually
the drop.
Dropped right on top of the Zealots. We'll be able to clean them up. but it was an interesting choice to drop right on top of them. Lost a lot more units than he needed to. This Planetary is finally going to start shooting the units as they can see what's going on. A DT chasing around this drop as well. This Clide's still slightly ahead in the supply, but TricKsteR has taken a 4th base.
Yeah, TricKsteR's taken a 4th base. He's been macroing like a beast. He's done a great amount of upgrading. This Dark Shrine is exposed here, though.
He's going for probes instead.
I think he's going to be able to lift up. If he lifts up now, he should get out of there. He's forced the entire army of TricKsteR to go all the way back, though. TricKsteR doing a great job of upgrading, though. 2-2. Clide only just now starting his 2-2. He's starting ship weapons as well.
Yep.
And this DT just going to be annoying. Going to come up here into the main. There's actually no detection whatsoever in the main, so he's going to kill a lot of SCVs that aren't mining.
Oh, there's a DT. He's actually going to just... Oh!
Nuke here. He's going to go around the other side and attack the Nexus.
No, he's actually going to try and bait him into it. Oh, Storm gets all those units. He's forced to pull back.
Well, that nuke is going to kill an observer. That's that ghost-only kill, man.
And this Zealot's chasing him down. There we go. Finally turned around and taken it out.
How dare you kill that observer? A lot of the army of Clide on very low health. He has not been making as many medevacs as he would have liked to.
Well, a lot of them do have high energy, but that Storm went right down in the very middle of that army.
So, supply dead even here. I gotta say, even though TricKsteR hasn't been that aggressive, he's been doing a great job upgrading until this very moment where he's not.
Oh, actually, we just had a shot of it on screen. There's a High Templar over at the 12 o'clock base just sitting there getting energy.
Yeah, he could do some 6 storms, man.
Yeah.
Now the medevac's going to work healing those units. But again, a lot of them on low health. TricKsteR having so many Templar. 5 Templar with full energy with his main army. Just got scanned. Another nuke and another Ghost Academy.
Really likes these nukes.
For a good reason. It basically makes it so that he can control where the engagements happen. And also, if TricKsteR makes one mistake, the game ends. It's like catching the snitch in Harry Potter. The game just ends. I don't know where that came from. I mean, Harry Potter's coming out. So I'm actually going to see it tomorrow, but like, that was just out of nowhere, man. That Marine was also out of nowhere. He did see that base, but he didn't accomplish much else. Drop is going to go over there by the looks of it. 1 Marauder and 6 Marines in that drop. The nuke has finished. +3 weapons starting now for Clide, as +3 weapons have started for TricKsteR as well. Both of these guys pretty much maxed. TricKsteR taking the north base. He's going to nuke again. Where's it going to be?
That High Templar. Whoa, nice blink in there.
Yeah, that didn't go like he wanted it to go. That nuke is going to maybe kill the SCV building a turret and the Ghost itself, but nothing else.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually going to kill either. It doesn't kill anything at all. That's that same Ghost that killed the Observer. He just can't get a break.
But of course, we do have 2 more nukes in production. One's about
and
to
a huge drop.
We've got a drop going down. We'll take out that base, but we've also seen another Nexus going up at the 11 o'clock.
Yeah, but that drop is heading right there. The problem is there are 2 well-placed photon cannons. It's going to be difficult to get around. Another nuke goes down.
Oh, hang on. What?
Trying to bait the Protoss army into it, but again, TricKsteR not taking the bait.
No.
Instead, he's going to send his army to go and protect his 11 o'clock base over here. And protect it he will. I hear a DT somewhere.
I was chasing the army back.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we've got 2 nukes here now, but TricKsteR.
Uh-oh, TricKsteR's army is completely out of position. Clyde's going to go for it. Nukes again strategically. This one is the one that's going to maybe come into play. And
nice storms here by TricKsteR with the DTs left to defend. A lot of these units are actually going down here. TricKsteR's whole army is nowhere to be seen. It's still at his 3rd base. Just these Templar are doing so much damage to Clyde's army. It was just Templar. He didn't need anything else.
Where is TricKsteR's army? Oh, there it is.
He was going around the side.
He was like, he was behind the minerals at that one base. I thought there were probes on the minimap. I was like, did that nuke just kill his whole army? We didn't even see it? Oh, I freaked out, man. Clide in trouble. His nukes aren't doing damage. He did take out the Nexus, but now a lot of his units have very low hit points, and this army is pretty scary. A defensive nuke goes down. Will it be enough, though?
This might work if he holds his ground. No, TricKsteR too smart for that.
And it's not going to hit really much of anything. Gonna hit some Vikings, maybe.
Whoa!
Does kill 2 Vikings.
There's also another storm going down. Oh, a little bit misplaced. But he still has so many zealots and an actual army back here. He lost so much when he tried to take out that third base of TricKsteR.
Yeah, and TricKsteR sent all of his units except his Templar to the other base, and then Clide just didn't micro against the Storms. He was like, oh, you don't have that many units here, I don't have to worry about it. Another engagement, this could end the game. Clide, GG's, he just can't hold. He invested a lot in those nukes. They were a great idea. They didn't work out like he planned. TricKsteR did a great job controlling the map, never fell for his nukes, always upgrading, did a great job with his upgrades, and just played a normal game, I gotta say. He had to jump through a lot of hoops because Clide kind of held them out there for him, but he was like, I'll just jump through them, and then I'll beat you.
Yeah. But it really came down to leaving those Templars behind at his third base at the end. Like, they were very even in supply, even trades, and then he ran into like 10 Storms, weakened up the army, got a lot of units. He did have to sacrifice that Nexus, but not running into that nuke really just won him the game.
Clide, there was that one battle too where Clide like lost all his Vikings and stuff, where he won the battle. He was winning the battle kind of decisively. Like he killed all the Colossi, that was fine. Then he could have just gone home. Then he thought he was winning it more than he was, so he tried to land the Vikings and clean up. Then he realized like at the last second, oh wait, I'm not. And then he lifted up his Vikings again, and they just all died.
Well, the lifting up was still a good idea because it was a little off all anyway, but it's just minimizing loss of that.
He lost all of them but 2 instead.
And then he nuked 2 of his own later in the game. Like I understand where the nukes were coming from, and it is very smart, like to stop them coming in for the drops and stuff. It's just the timing is very critical.
Yeah, he messed up the timings a few times, especially the very first nuke. That could have been incredibly good. Just messed up the timing just a little bit. I gotta say, the idea was there, though. He controlled the map, but TricKsteR just wasn't ever going to take the bait. And he just avoided the nukes and still defended. If the nukes were just slightly more tactical, could have been better. Or if he used nukes for a different purpose, like nuking probe lines, maybe nuking the main, there could have been a lot of other things going on that would have helped out.
We'll see. But of course, the next map is going to be Terminus Re. Interesting map. Of course, this is the one with the rocks into the third base, so it's not as free of a third than a few other versions of the map are as well, but we are going to go into it. It's going to be TricKsteR versus Clide. Game 2. I don't know, TricKsteR looking pretty strong so far.
He does, man. Clide did an interesting build already, killed a lot of probes at the beginning of that game, but just wasn't able to close it out. Let's find out, though, if he can close it out on Terminus Re. I thought the music was about to Now it's doing it. All right, let's find out if TricKsteR can close it out or if Clide will beat him on Terminus Re. I am Wolf, and with me is Unstable. This is the GSL Codes round of 16, day 1.